need it. Um, because we've been on a 16-year over-year appreciation. I mean, we have never done that in the history of our country. Um, we didn't do like 75 to 81. We were doubling prices every 3 years, but we did do a pretty significant jump up over the like 16 years. So we need it to like correct itself, stabilize, and so I'm hoping they don't lower rates. And I mean, my sellers will hate me to say this, but we need buyer demand to slow down. We need I call it monkey buying, where people are just waiving all their contingencies and doing blind bids, and like we need that to slow down. We need people to stop selling to big hedge funds and stuff, but
Hmm.
you know, I don't know if that's gonna stop. Who knows? They stopped buying in my state, so that's kind of a good thing. But what do you think's causing your slowdown?
Well, I mean, it generally does spread from California and Florida up to the Northeast. So I've seen it coming across the country, and the Midwest was slowing down, and Colorado flipped into a buyer's market. So it was only a matter of time. And here we have just the same as what you're describing, except like literally things would hit the market, and the next day I'd be like, well, I could put a sold sign on this, and I would have like 5 to 11 offers on it. It would be crazy because people were just waiting for something to come on the market. And so July was kind of what I saw was going to happen, and it happened. We just had a big influx of homes come on. Now they're sitting on the market, and it's just interesting to see, and everybody's panicking, and I'm like, guys, I mean, now you're going to have to market a little, like,
Yeah.
and learn how to do that. So, and that's not like I'm personally excited about it. So,
Yeah,
because
I always
marketing
say
is
when
my
shift
strong point.
happens, that's when you start cleaning out the bad agents, and and we need it. We need something to shift. Feel like the ones that make it out, the ones like during 2020 is when I tripled all my marketing because everyone's afraid and everyone's going to say the market was going to crash. It's like, "Psh, this is the time when your audience is captivated. They're sitting at home, 5 hours on social media, and they just want something to watch and someone to tell them it's going to be okay." And so I mean, that's basically when my business really, really started to gain traction. Granted, it was only my second year in real estate, so, uh, but yeah, and I feel like houses shouldn't sell. I mean, it's not like you're selling a TV or even a car. Like houses should stay on the market for 2 to 3 months before you find the right buyer. Like,
Mm.
I mean, that should be a normal market. And like, again, unless you're going to do my technique of like, let's auction it off and see which buyer is going to pay the most for it today. Um, so I've even had, and that's probably my biggest thing is I've had to really rethink my whole marketing plan because like one of my houses, I put it on the market and the market value is probably like 979, maybe a million, maybe. We listed it at 899 and it's still in the market and now we're overpriced. It's
Wow.
actually there's two that sold right behind my house model matches for 875 and 865. And I mean that's a 10% difference in we're coming on to basically a little over we're almost to 3 months.
Yeah. Yep.
Um, what about you,
Well,
Heather? How's your market hanging?
I was just gonna say ours is it's starting to slow down. I mean, there's still some houses in certain areas of the city that like are very like high demand. The biggest challenge I think that we are starting to see is, I mean, we all compete with the new builders, but the new builders have made so many like strong partnerships with the local lenders that they're offering interest rates in like the fours and the fives. And obviously, like you can't do that for a resale, So I think the biggest thing that we're seeing is yes, we are starting to see it turn into more of a buyer's market. We have been seeing houses sit on market I would say for an average, like, people that are moderate, that normal average income level, those houses are sitting on market anywhere between like 30 and 45 days. So I think we're still doing pretty good. I like to see them sit longer because it obviously, as a listing agent, I feel like I'm getting my money's worth as far as the marketing and all the things are concerned. But yeah, I think our biggest challenge is the new construction as far as what they're offering, and then um, just people wanting to still hold off on this. We're waiting for interest rates to drop stuff. So
Yeah. And did you guys see the how much money the Berkshire Hathaway, the richest guy, oh my God, I just whoever owns Berkshire Hathaway, the big huge investor, he just put in like hundreds of millions of dollars into new construction.
That
And
Warren Buffett.
Warren Buffett, there we go. Sorry, my brain was dead a little bit. Yeah, he put so much money into new construction builders. And I really feel like what, Heather just said is I think they are going to be the biggest competitors because they can control their own market. Um, they can make backdoor deals with lenders and say, hey, we'll buy down rates or we'll make up a special program for them. And the lenders just need their money to move. So they're willing to do it. Or someone like Buffett says, hey, go put my hundreds of millions of dollars and give me a 3.5% return and back it against real estate. That's a no-brainer for most people. So yeah, no, we're gonna come into some time. I mean, I've always stayed away from new construction, but it's also at this time you're like, maybe I can finagle my way in there to market their homes for them and not be an in-house, but almost be like a subcontractor for them.
my biggest concern with that, and I know this is kind of like squirreling, but my biggest concern, like in our area, and I've taught, like, I do a lot of advocating in the community, so I get a lot of feedback, and the biggest concern that I keep hearing is number one, we keep developing all these new buildings, whether it's commercial or residential or multifamily. And yes, we're able to fill them quickly. However, in 10 years, when they start needing maintained, like all of our other buildings that are being neglected because everything's focused on new construction, what's going to happen then? Like there are genuine concerns from people in the community that are like, no, I don't foresee our real estate market tanking anytime soon. But if we look at maybe a decade from now, when all these new construction, when it finally does start to slow and they are at that first, you know, pivotal point where they're due for some major maintenance items, whether, it's the furnace or the roof or some flooring or what have you. Um, because we have a serious issue with properties already that are pre-existing that are just, quite honestly, excuse my language, falling to shit because nobody's taking care of them, which obviously again goes and then it creates a problem where now it's decreasing value for people that are surrounding it. So we have one particular sector, it's the southeast side. They actually just had on the news this morning that they're finally doing like a new development. Cory, that's the first new development they've done on that corridor. We have four corridors of the city, and on the southeast side, that is the only corridor that has not had any type of improvement in the last 10 years. Like, I did some research and it's like billions and billions of dollars that has been neglected. So they are putting a new development over there. They just put it on the news today. So I know that's going to be big. But again, it's like trying to market it because that side of town has such a red bar over it. You know what I mean?
And I think that's what's going to like the opportunity zones. I think it'll come into those kind of plays. I know we have some in here, Arizona. I know there's areas there, and they're just gonna have to put, inspire investors to go in there and fix up those areas. And you're gonna do that through taxes. You're gonna do that through allowing these investors to invest their money and not be taxed on it. So it'll probably be programs like that. Um, it's but because I mean, everyone has to live somewhere. Hopefully they don't tear them down and make huge huge complexes. That's what I want to stay away from is big, huge complexes coming. Cindy, how's it going?
Good. Sorry I came late, so I'm sorry if this is off topic, but one thing that our city in Brooklyn Park is doing, we're a second and third ring suburb. The areas that are more second ring and were built in the 50s, 60s, and 70s, homeowners are getting incentives to move into these homes, and the city is providing loans for them to do upgrades. So I just helped a young couple move into a home. It was actually last summer. They got three different packages. So they had well over $30,000 worth of incentives. Now, some of those are loans that they have to stay in their house for 10 years. And if they do, then they don't have to pay them back. But a big chunk of that was for renovation. So I think that's kind of cool that our city is doing that.
Yeah. No, we have a they're I forget what they're called, but we have a couple of those where it's like in Calabasas, it's a really like hoity-toity area, really rich, wealthy area, but there's like a mobile home park that's, it's a mobile home park. They actually, the city gives them money to fix up their mobile homes and their thing to improve it. So I think things like that are things that people are going to have to do. I don't personally necessarily believe in giving our tax dollars away that don't have a way of coming back. I almost think like, hey, the government can give you money, but now they're an equity partnership. And then when you go to sell it, they're making their money back plus the equity appreciation that they've helped you incur. But I think anything helps, nothing is better than, or something is better than nothing in those type of situations for sure. Anyone else have like topics they want to talk about? I had a whole like thing as I did yesterday, but I know yesterday we kind of got into doing golf tournaments and things like that. But anyone have a topic they want to do or success story they want to share or anything like that? Going once, going.
Oh, well, here,
Yeah.
I don't know that this is relevant or not. I sit on a city commission for my city, and it's a community long range improvement commission, and I'm on the housing subcommittee. And the city council has asked us to do some research and put a proposal together for improving housing for seniors in the future for our community.
Oh, nice.
So that's kind of cool. And then hopefully I'll get in front of some people that, get their attention. Maybe some new business will come out of it, but at the very least, hopefully we'll be in a better situation. Our suburb does not have affordable housing for seniors. The surrounding suburbs do, which is kind of crazy because generally the income in our suburb is probably lower than the surrounding one. So it seems odd that we don't have affordable housing for seniors. So it'll be
Mm.
interesting to see how that comes together.
Cindy,
Well,
I would use that as like part of your platform. I would do some social media post and get some buzz going about it because that might help also gain some feedback. And then you can take all those screenshots and print them and take them back to your council.
Yeah. Yeah. And we actually just had a meeting last night that they, kind of gave us direction to move ahead. And that is kind of one of the things that we're talking about, that the five of us that are on the subcommittee are going to start posting and asking questions. And it'll be interesting to see if we get any feedback. But yeah, I appreciate
That's
that.
awesome. Keep us updated about that, Cindy, because with some of the stuff that I'm doing in my community, like you might be able to be a good resource for us, my dear.
Happy to help.
Get the
perfect. Yeah, I mean, Heather was talking yesterday about AARP and I mean, I was like, you know what, last night I was like, you know what, I think maybe we should have them come in and show why we should be connected with them and how we can help and then like how it results in helping our business as well. I think it's
Mhm.
a great little thing there for sure.
Yeah,
Um,
my contact actually reached out to me yesterday and he said, Heather, I have a box full of those downsizing books. When can I meet you? So he's gonna meet me Saturday and he's got a box full of those the PDF that I put in the last meeting. He's got those actually printed. So
okay.
Yeah, like I said the last meeting, they have a ton of resources. They do classes. They're constantly looking for volunteers. And obviously what that does for our business, it gets us in front of the demographic that we're trying to serve. So
100%. Yeah, that's awesome. Awesome, awesome. When do all you guys have a CRM, like a database that you guys visit every day? Do you know how many people are in your database?
318.
Okay. Margie?
I think I have close to 250 some.
Okay. And Heather?
I'm looking.
Mm.
Um, 276, but
Okay.
I believe there's probably like 20 that's not in there. So
It
May I
takes time
ask, does
to grow.
everyone have everyone in their phone? Is everyone in your phone in your CRM?
Yeah.
Okay.
Mhm.
May I ask why?
Why, what?
Why everyone in your phone is not in your CRM?
Well, some of them are dead.
Okay, well that's probably a pretty good reason.
Some of them are people that I've met out of state that I just met in passing that I just don't, you know, a lot of them are my relatives that live out of state.
Okay. So I'll first start off with a story. I met this kid in 2007. I was in the film industry. I went to Georgia to film a movie. I was there for 3 weeks. This kid was a production assistant, which is like basically the lowest person on the whole production team. We hazed the kid. We made him wear skirts and whatever. He showed up to work late every day, and every day he was late. We made him do something really embarrassing, thinking that it was going to help him not be late. Um, didn't talk to the kid after that. Got back into real estate. My second year, I said, you know what? I'm just going through everybody in my phone. And I went through everyone on my phone. I came to him and he lived in Georgia. And I said, hey, I just want to let you know I'm getting boots on the ground in Georgia. So if you ever know someone that's looking to buy, sell, invest in real estate, do you know a great agent you'd refer them to? Corey, I don't, but funny you called because I'm actually looking to buy a studio. I'm like, you're looking to buy a studio? Yeah, I told you that my parents were ultimately wealthy. They told me I had to start from the ground up and that when I moved myself up the ranks, they were going to support my studio. And I don't remember him ever telling me that. He probably did, but again, it was 12, 13 years earlier. Bought a studio, bought a production house, like a rental house, and bought $1 million piece of property. It was $150,000 worth of commissions to me for the referral fee.
Wow.
I would say just because they live out of state, you met them in passing, does that mean that they don't know anyone or that they don't buy real estate? I believe people buy real estate all across the country and the world. So I would give that subtle push to you. The next thing I'm going to tell you is because I'm all about building relationship, make partnerships. That's like my way of doing business is as long as I keep building relationships and making partnerships and I truly build relationships. And when I really looked and defined relationships, the first thing that most relationships are based on is there's either love or caring. That's like one of the main reasons why people have a relationship with people. You have a relationship with your husband because you love and care about them, and hopefully they do the same. And generally, it has to be mutual. So I always find it funny that our relatives who hopefully love and care about us, if nothing else, they do usually want to support us unless there's a black sheep or there's some kind of falling out. But we never reach out to them because we don't want to come off salesy. Rather than we can actually use that relationship to say, hey, like I have my most of my family on my mom's side lives in Vegas. I make a call to them at least, once a month, if nothing else, once a quarter to the ones that I don't really get along with. And I'll just say, hey, how's it going? We catch up a little bit. I just say, I just really want you guys to know that, like, I know you guys love me. I know you guys care about me, and I know you guys care about my kids, and you want to support me. This is how you can support me. If you see me post anything on social media, business wise, please share it, like it, comment on it. It really helps me with the algorithms. Secondly, if you ever hear of anyone looking to buy, sell, invest, I don't care if it's in Vegas, I don't care if it's in California, I don't care if it's in booked to Mexico or India, please, at least if nothing else, introduce us together. Put us on a group text message and say, hey, this is Cory. He doesn't sell real estate in New York, but he might know a great person or might be able to help you be that third person of advice. Can you do that for me? Would you help feed my family this year? You can guilt your family way more than you can guilt other people. And you don't have to ask, who do you know today? It's always if you ever knew someone, if you ever run into someone, if you're at the airport and someone talks about they're going back to California because they're looking for a place to live, please, please introduce us together on a group text message. Introduce us on a phone call together. My one aunt, I know she's my Aunt Love. I call her Auntie Love. She's at least referred me 9 people since 2018. So it's almost once a year. She refers someone to me. Now, I actually have also referred her agent people because we have that mutual relationship. Um, and I get involved, and now I get referral fees when I get people in to go into Vegas. Now, I actually bought a house in 2 years ago. I bought a house in Vegas, saved someone from foreclosure. Now we're selling, I'm using him again. So I would use them because generally speaking, even if they don't own, they usually know a real estate agent that they trust in their area, and you can use that as a referral partnership. So I would urge, now if they're dead, they're dead. I have dead people in my phone, and like my Uncle Tom, I'll probably never erase his number because I just probably won't. Um, but everybody in your phone should be in your CRM.
Okay. So, as you're talking through this, I think of my cousin Diane that lives in Milwaukee. The last time I saw her was my aunt's funeral 3.5 years ago.
Okay.
Haven't talked to her since then. Never really had much of a relationship with her. She's almost 20 years older than I am.
So
Is it?
perfect.
How
Perfect.
did that
Let, let's
conversation
let,
go?
let's role play that real quick.
Yeah, she lives in Milwaukee. She
Okay.
also has two siblings that are realtors.
Okay. Perfect. So I'll be you, you be your cousin.
Mhm.
Hey, how's it going? I haven't talked to or seen you since the funeral, and I'm kind of embarrassed. Like we're family, and I haven't even talked to you, see how things going. How's the family?
Things are going well. Keeping busy, enjoying retirement. It's going pretty well.
And how are the kids doing?
Good. Did you know Laura moved out to Texas? She got a great new job, an engineering job.
Oh my gosh, what part of Texas?
Just outside of Austin.
Okay, awesome, awesome. Well, that's pretty exciting. Do you get to visit her every time to time?
On occasion, we also do family trips with all 5 kids, their spouses and kids. We do that at least once a year. So, but yeah, I've been out to visit her a couple of times.
So where was the last trip?
We literally just went to Minocqua. It's northern Wisconsin. It was pretty easy for everybody to get to.
That is so exciting. What a great idea. Like I just started implementing it with my family. We do a mini adventure every single month, something that we've never done before. So last weekend we took them all on the train because they've never been on a train. And I was kind of embarrassed. My 13-year-old's never been on a train. So it was really fun. So I love that idea of like actually having a family trip because when I think about it, my 24-year-old and my 20-year-old, I don't think they've ever been on a train, and I don't think we even invited them. So you're kind of making me feel a little guilty that I didn't at least invite them. Um, and so you're retired. Tell me about that. How's that going?
Um, Going pretty well. We sold our big house and we're in a little condo right by the lake. I love waking up to a view of the lake every day. Yeah, Betty helped us buy it. She was really great.
Okay. And Betty is your sibling?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, that's awesome. Perfect, perfect. Like I specialize with working with seniors and their families as well. And a lot of times they're downsizing, they're relocating. Um, so I would love to actually get in touch with Betty. Is there a way that you can put us on a group text message? Because I'm always looking to network with other great agents, especially ones that really help seniors downsize and relocate. Is that something you could do for me?
Oh, yeah, sure. Yeah, she'd probably get a kick out of hearing from you.
Like that's so awesome. And on that lines, now that I think about it, if you ever knew someone who was going to downsize, relocate, and maybe they're looking outside of your state, do you have a great agent that you would introduce them to?
I'd probably introduce him to Betty.
Okay, and then Betty would kind of maybe help them
Yeah.
out.
Hmm.
Now, let's just say for whatever reason they just didn't get along with Betty, or Betty wasn't able to find them someone, because I'm part of a big, huge network nationwide that we all specialize with helping seniors and their families. Do you think you would be willing to introduce them to me if Betty couldn't help them out?
Yeah, sure.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that would be awesome. And I want you to let you know that we do a special program that anyone that you introduce to me, I'm going to give them a special credit for you introducing them to me. So I would love for it to be like a group text message or maybe a group phone call where you truly introduce us. And I'm going to let them know, hey, because Cindy introduced you, or I forget sorry, I forgot her name, but
Okay.
introduced you, I'm going to give you a special credit. And then Cindy, not that this is a reason why I'd want you to introduce me to someone, but if you're going to help me market my business and feed my family and my kids and allow us to go on many adventures and do right by people, I'm also going to give you a little marketing gift just to thank you. And I'm going to let your friend know that I am giving you a marketing gift because you're helping market my business. How does that sound?
Sounds good. Now, of course, I want to know what that marketing gift is.
So, I've done up to $1,000. I've done a golf set. I've done trips to Disneyland. I want it something where they're going to post about it, like, "Hey, I helped my, you know, realtor grow his business, and he gave me this awesome gift." Is how great is that?
Wow.
I would rather pay them than Zillow. It's
Hmm.
not illegal to pay for leads. It's not illegal to pay for marketing. I can do anything I want with my money as long as it's declared a marketing gift. Usually, just for the introduction, I'll do something like movie tickets or Starbucks or something nominal. But then, based on if I make $60,000 in commission, I'm probably at least giving them $1,000 marketing gift. If it's a $10,000 commission, it might be a $500 gift or a dinner, a date night out with the family for whatever, or here's $500 gift cards. So next time you go on your family trip, please take everybody out to dinner on me. Only I ask is, will you post about it, like saying, hey, and let me know. I just want to see that when you're out taking the family to dinner, I just want to be like, good, I helped them have that much better of an experience. Would that be okay? So
That,
that would basically be the conversation. Now, we're in Keller Williams, they teach you Ford, family, occupation, recreation, dreams. I usually like to say, talk about the family and get them talking about their family for 2 to 3 minutes. So I learned that the daughter's moving to Texas, take family trips at least once a year, and you led into being retired. So I would focus on those things, and then I would bring in connections because that's another thing that relationships are built on. So what I do, I connected with family, I connected with having a mini adventure together. I connected with, you said you're retiring, talked into that. I would have probably gone more into, oh, your daughter moved to Texas. How'd she find her realtor? And I would do the same thing, which maybe she led to, oh, I did to Betty. Oh, Betty sounds like someone I really want to know. I'm always,
so Betty is a cousin as well.
oh, cousin. Okay. So yeah.
Yeah, it's her sister. Yeah,
So
yeah.
yeah, so I'd want to get reconnected with Betty because
Hmm.
Betty's a realtor. And if she's doing great things, I want to get connected with other great realtors.
Hmm.
Because if Betty's a connector, then Betty might have a chance to connect me with people, or I might have a chance to connect Betty with people. And I usually ask a 35 to 50% referral fee. Well, it's much easier to ask for that way ahead of time and set that as a
Right.
partnership rather than, hey, I got a lead for you, but what I want is 35%. Well, it sounds greedy. But if I say, hey, Betty, this is how I work, I'm going to introduce you to them. I'm going to make sure they're pre approved, ready to go. I'm going to put them on the phone, or better yet, I'm going to put them on a Zoom with you. I'm going to make sure that when I introduce them to you, I'm going to stay connected to the deal so that they use you. Because we both know as realtors, oh, I gave my friend your number. They said they're going to call you. We never get that phone call. Or
Right.
here's the number, Cindy. Go ahead and give them a call. No answer, no answer, no answer. Weird call. Oh, no, sorry. I already got that taken care of. Versus you introduce us, we're doing something together. So that's like
Yeah.
my whole thing. You build a relationships and
Mhm.
partnerships with 100 people. They introduce you to one person every 5 years. That's 20 to 30 transactions you'll do every year. And That's my whole thing. Now I have a big database. I'm all about building this huge made database so that one day if I want to scale out, I can bring people on my team and say, okay, your job now is to build a relationship with these people. And you
Yeah.
can use the connection that I helped you build because no one goes in my CRM that I haven't actually personally, physically met. And they gave me permission to put their name and number into my CRM.
It's been a big goal of mine to build my database. At the beginning of the year, I was at 200. So I'm excited that I'm at the 316 or 318. So
Here's three easy things, and I unfortunately I have to go because I have to take my kids to school. Um, Number one, it's called the three business card rule. Put three business cards into your pocket or your purse before you leave the day, and you're not allowed to come home until you pass out those three business cards. You'll meet over 1,000 people in 1 year. And whenever you meet them, you always try to exchange information. I meet people at the golf course. I meet people at the bank. I meet people at the grocery store. I find some kind of connection. I find some kind of way of saying, hey, if you ever knew someone, and then, hey, can we get numbers? And usually it's on connection. Like, hey, I golf. Hey, I'd love to take you out golfing one time. Or I'd love to go and take the kids to the park or whatever it may be. I try to find a connection or some kind of like, oh, I actually have a resource for you. They'd love to play, fantasy football. I'm not a fantasy football guy, but my friend loves fantasy football guy. I would love to connect you guys. Would that be cool if I connected you? Um, so that's number one. Two are expos. When you go to expos, you get them to fill out free raffles. You do 2 or 3 expos a year. You can add a couple hundred people to that. And then I really do believe golf charity tournaments, even if you don't play golf, there's 70 to 144 people that play in these tournaments. You get to meet them, fill out a free raffle, try to build a relationship, and then put them in the CRM. And that could be like the brand and awareness, like the social media ads and the emails. Um, but we will do a whole class on it. I'm actually doing a 8-week boot camp for my new brokerage on that whole concept. Um, but we'll go from there. And I will double back with everybody. And I hope you guys have a great weekend and look forward to seeing you guys next week.
take care.
All right.